Psychological tricks that make you sound more intelligent. Okay, so picture this. Two people walk into a meeting. Same knowledge, same background, same preparation. But by the end, one of them just seems sharper, more credible, like everything they say lands differently. And the wild part, it's not always about what they know, it's about how they communicate it. Psychology has studied this for decades, and the findings are kind of game-changing. Let's get into it. 1. Pause before you answer. This is the simplest trick and almost nobody uses it. When someone asks you a question, don't rush to answer. Pause for 2 or 3 seconds first. Psychologists call this response latency. And studies show that people who pause before speaking are perceived as more thoughtful and more intelligent. Rushing to answer signals anxiety. Pausing signals confidence. Like you have so many thoughts, you're choosing the best one, which is exactly the impression you want. 2. Use their words back at them. This is called linguistic mirroring, and it's one of the most underrated communication tools in psychology. When someone explains something to you, pick up 1 or 2 of the exact words they used and bring them back into your response. It signals that you actually listened, that you processed what they said. People don't just feel heard, they feel understood. And the person who makes others feel understood always seems like the most intelligent one in the room. 3. Ask better questions than you give answers. Here's something most people get backwards. They think intelligence is about having all the answers, but research on expert communicators shows the opposite. The smartest people in any room ask the questions nobody else thought to ask. A sharp, well-timed question does 3 things at once. It shows you've been thinking deeply. It shifts the conversation to your terms, and it makes the other person do the mental work while you look like the one who saw further. Questions are underrated power moves. 4. Speak in threes. Psychologists and communication researchers have found that ideas presented in groups of 3 feel more complete, more credible, and more memorable. It's called the rule of 3, and it's used everywhere from political speeches to advertising for a reason. Instead of making 1 point, make 3. Instead of 1 example, give 3. Your brain naturally processes triads as complete and satisfying. So when you speak in 3s, people unconsciously feel like you've covered everything, like you really thought it through. 5. Replace filler words with silence. Every time you say or like or you know, your credibility takes a small hit. Not because those words are wrong, but because they signal uncertainty. Psychologists call these disfluency markers, and studies show they reduce perceived intelligence and confidence in the listener's mind. The fix isn't to speak faster, it's to get comfortable with silence where the filler used to be. A clean pause sounds 10 times more confident than an Silence is not awkward. Silence is controlled. 6. Summarize what just happened. At the end of a conversation, a meeting, or a discussion, be the one who wraps it up. So what we're saying is, or the core of this comes down to. Psychologists call this synthesis, and it's one of the highest order thinking skills there is. When you can take a messy conversation and distill it into something clean and clear, you immediately position yourself as the sharpest thinker in the room. Because most people can talk, very few people can synthesize. So none of this is about faking intelligence, it's about communicating what's already in your head in a way that actually lands. Because the truth is, most people are smarter than they sound. They just never learned how to translate that into the room.